Hello and welcome to this special segment on the ongoing India AI Impact Summit 2026. And as we move towards the closing day of the one-of-its-kind event across the global south, and in this special edition, we are joined by very special guests with us. Right now, joining us is Mr. Rajesh Mapuskar. Joining us on the broadcast is Rahul. And also we have Mr. Manu Anand, who's joining us at the special broadcast. Now, as we know, Rajesh and Manu are already celebrated filmmakers. Rahul is the founder of Gallery 5. And here, today, at this very special broadcast, we are going to discuss that how can we really integrate AI with filmmaking. We will also discuss the ethics of AI. And of course, as we are talking about the closing day, how the AI summit has panned out around not only for the country but for the entire world. First of all, coming on to you, Rahul ji. You exhibited your pavilion, your display, your work at the Waves Pavilion put up by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. How your experience has been so far, and also tell us that what that has brought you in terms of exposure, in terms of opportunities.
I think the summit was special because I think this is India's AI moment. I think it's the first time, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, I think we've got some of the best celebrated leaders all on one stage. We are, of course, trying to focus in the media and entertainment space, but I think there have been a lot of interesting companies across various sectors, and I'm fortunate enough to meet a lot of other entrepreneurs, a lot of other technology leaders across various sectors itself out there. But I think what was good is we launched our own AI studio, which is the first of its kind, an AI platform which allows filmmakers, creators to come and make their own movies on their own platform. And I think we've taken a lot of experience by working with Mr. Rajesh Mapuskar, Manu Anand, and a lot of the work that we are doing on AI to see how can we build in tools, how can we build technology that could enable creators in India to take their stories and bring it to life on the big screen. I think that's for us one of the events.
Rajesh, when we talk about the revolution of films, from black and white to those scenes where we exist today and the kind of technology that we are using in films, now, today, at this moment, we are talking about AI. And not only us who are talking about AI, it is the globe, the leaders who are talking about AI. How do you see AI's integration with the films?
Yeah, as you rightly said, yes, I come from that black and white television, Doordarshan, to now making an AI film myself, So it's quite a journey, and what makes it unique is unique possibilities which AI is going to provide us, and we are still at the border of it. And as we are entering this universe, which is infinite, so what is going to provide us in future is something I'm looking forward to. But now I'm like into it. I'm making AI enabled movie, Chiranjeevi Hanuman, and the way the Gallery 5 team, their whole engineer teams, they are providing me the kind of visuals they are giving me, which something that I imagine, and they are able to provide that, or they sometimes provide me something which I not imagined. So they are taking me beyond my imagination. I feel, wow, this is great. This is possible. I can do this. So that whole curiosity which is building and the possibilities is given me are immense. And I'm really, sometimes it overwhelms you, and sometimes also it overwhelms you so much that you sometimes lose the judgment. Am I going right? Am I retaining the human emotion in that? Am I unnecessarily getting overwhelmed by what I'm getting? But I feel no, I'm able to hold that human emotion within my storytelling with AI. So I'm very glad about that.
Manuji, when we talk about the human emotions, you would remember there was a film called Robot, and that talked about human emotions and how it went wrong initially when we combined it with technology. Now, at this point in time, when you are yourself working on an AI movie called Krishna, what are the challenges that you came across?
See, first, I want to clarify that it is an AI movie, but it is human created and machine enhanced. Because ultimately the master puppeteers are all human. we are still working with the production designers, we are still working with costume designers, there's still an art director, there's still that world building. What the AI machine and agentic tools are doing is it helps us in the world building process and really makes that production friendly in terms of time and also in terms of economics. So what I'm able to achieve with AI, which might have taken a traditional VFX pipelines, might have taken me 18 months, we can try and compress that little to a shorter time span. So I like to think of it as a human created but AI enhanced sort of process.
You talked about a very important point that he also elaborated, which is the emotions. And when we talk about emotions and the inclusion of Manav, inclusion of humans, that has been the underlining factor at this entire India AI Summit, because the leaders also agreed, and just now the PC was concluded where Minister of Information and Broadcasting himself mentioned that all the leaders, they accepted the fact that we really have to abide by the fact that it has to be a Manav-centric approach, which means a human-centric approach. What do you think? Why did you choose AI for your films? Is it considering the future prospects? Is it considering the economic prospect? Or is it the overall development and growth and the need to move in tandem with the world?
Okay, so the basic principle is that change is inevitable. Progress is what everyone looks for. And this is technological progress. That these are theories. As an artist, okay, every artist has a breath to tell a story. Okay, as long as AI is not breathing, it is human-enabled technology which we are taking forward and telling a story. The moment AI will start breathing, it will become human. So again, it's a human thing that will happen. So what you are saying, what you're asking me about this, yeah, it is enabling us to take to the future where I am taking this technology and I'm saying, what can I do in a shorter time? Because I want to tell so many stories, So if I have to tell a story like Chiranjeevi Hanuman, the kind of preparation I have to go through, the kind of is like pre-production, production, post-production, which will like very long process and will take me years to do this. And then I have so many stories to tell, So how can I make that time shorter and tell more stories? So instead of me making 5 films next 10 years, I can make 10 films next 10 years and tell more stories. And that's like, for an artist, it's a treat. So that's how I look at it.
Rahul Regulpati ji, when we talk about the progress India is making, now interestingly, the MIB Pavilion, which is called the Waves Creator Corner, they showcased 51 startup and their work under one single roof, and you were one of them. How do you look at this particular initiative? And also because he talked about that so many things there are so many departments which are already a part of the film. Is it really taking away the jobs, or is this just a misconception?
I think we are very clear, and the movies that we are making, which is whether it's Hanuman or Krishna. So Hanuman is going to be a Rajesh Mapuskar movie, and Krishna will be a Manu Anand movie. Okay. AI is behind the scenes. Again, it is powering it to help them, like Rajesh ji said, it is to help them execute the movie faster and better itself out there. It is not I don't think we are going to put anywhere that's an AI movie out there. And I don't think the audiences also care whether it's an AI movie or not. Indian audiences are smart. I think we've seen that time and again. Indian audiences who want to see good stories, smart stories, they want to see something better out there. Their aspirations are getting better. Why do they need to watch a Hollywood movie to, get, to go to a theater and do it? Why can't they see a movie that is made by Indian filmmakers, which is as good, if not better, than a Hollywood movie itself out there? So I think that's really where we are coming to. I think AI will probably play a role and give this as a tool set for creators and filmmakers to make, tell the stories that they couldn't have told before itself.
Manuji, tell us, what was the thought behind making Krishna with AI technology and AI intelligence?
See, when I was approached for it, I was very excited by Krishna's story is universal. I think it'll, I call it Krishna Sarvam Ekam Tattvam. So the idea was to make it universal, where people across culture, across ages will hear and listen the story of Krishna that I have heard as a child. And AI sort of helped me imagine the world building. The world building that I can do with AI enhancement would have taken me a little more time with traditional VFX processes. It's like how Rajamouli and James Cameron recently said that what AI is enabling them to do is create the world in shorter time. Like with Avatar and Varanasi and all of these films, I think recently they said that the world building is primarily where AI is really helping. And as a filmmaker, it kind of helps you to sort of free your mind a little bit. But at the same time, like Rajesh ji said, the core is still the emotion. We should not let technology overpower the breath. And Chiranjeevi Hanuman or Krishna, at the end of the day, they're about the breath. And that is where, I feel divinity resides. It's in the breath. And you might be using whatever tools you're using, but the process of the filmmaking is ultimately आपने वो भाव पैदा करना है. Ultimately आपने वो emotion लोगों में जगाना है. And that is when they will feel it, whether it is made by machine enhancement. So this entire process of doing it is what excited me, and that is how I got into it.
And also, Rajeshri, but when we talk about, you spoke about the challenges also. You spoke about the misconceptions related to AI also. But one very common thing in both of your movies is that both of them are based on mythological stories, Hanuman and Krishna. What was the main reason behind choosing a mythological aspect and marrying it with the AI intelligence?
The reason is that we are so overpowered by superheroes of other countries, and it's become very, very and my future generation, my kids are so, like my son who grew up with Spider-Man, and so many Superman, and I'm saying, hey, Hanuman. Do you know Hanuman? Do you know Ram, Prabhu Ram? Do you know what Ramayana is all about? Do you know what Mahabharata is all about? I mean, this is like 12,000 years back. This story existed. And the story has been retold and retold, retold and retold, So, if again it's a retelling of the story to today's audience, contemporize the story and tell them what our history is, what our culture is, and how rich that is. So I want to open this to today's generation and tell them how fortunate we are, so we don't have to get influenced and overwhelmed by other superheroes, but we have our own heroes who are much, much super and great. So why not know about them? So it's about, like, today I'm making a film. After 25 years, somebody will make Chiranjeevi Hanuman. He'll tell the story in a very different way, which is relevant in that era, and there'll be different technology. So it's great, because we just can't keep making the same story which told 25 years back, but today I'm telling a different story. So that's why I thought, let's get this, and obviously they chose Histroverse collective, chose this whole palette of telling, which is, I think, great tool. So actually we boarded this ship than we deciding to do it. So it's their dream. They invited us here, and we said, wow, we are on board.
This also brings us to a very important point, that when we talk about AI and youth, I think both go hand in hand, which means that the youth gets really much attracted to AI today, to technology today. And also the youth understands the language of AI better than us. But that also brings me to a point, Rahul ji, of monetization. Being with Gallery 5 as the CEO, what are the economic prospects that you see out of AI that you can really make from the world and for the world?
I think today, two parts. I mean, audiences are becoming, like I mentioned, they're becoming very smart, but they also are hungry to consume content, but also consume a lot of smart content, good content. That's our point there. So there is a need for us to create a lot of. I think today traditional production processes not allowing us to tell a lot of stories. Right. The number of movies, the costs are sometimes not viable in terms of economics itself out there. which means that at times people, I mean, I have, like, as an audience, sometimes I'm there over the weekends, I don't have enough movies to watch, and then, you go out, eat, and do a lot of other things. But I think what technology can potentially enable is that it can allow you to create content or movies, TV shows, short stories much faster. And it will also help, I think it will also give opportunities to a lot of smaller creators, smaller filmmakers, but people who have a lot of talent in them to tell the stories out there. Which really, for us, from an economical standpoint, it means that if they are able to put out a lot more content out there, even though your per movie cost or your per show cost is lower, we can do a lot more content, in a particular year. And that economies of scale is what will help us sort of grow better itself.
Manuji, at the ongoing India AI Impact Summit, more than 5,000 sessions were held, and all of them deliberated on AI in different aspects. Be it the economic aspect, be it the legal aspect, every industry deliberated across these 5 to 6 days. When we talk about the film industry, you also spoke at one of the sessions along with Rajesh ji and Rahul ji. What has been the key outcome of this entire India AI Impact Summit when we marry this with the film industry, and your take on that?
I think it was very good to see so many startups in the world of content creation, in the world of storytelling, and how they are leveraging this new technology to tell stories. Because at the end of the day, we are by nature storytellers. Like, we love telling stories. So now here is a new tool that has come up that is allowing people to express themselves. I don't pass any value judgment on someone's creation, whether you think it's good or bad. But at the end of the day, it's allowing people to express themselves. So that was very heartening to see that there were so many startups in various parts of the halls that I saw, which were allowing people to express themselves. And the human-centric side of also the expression I could see. It's not, people often misunderstand that, it's just putting a prompt in and the prompt will output. But there is somebody behind. There is a sense of, there's a personality who will want a certain kind of a story, or want to tell a certain kind of a story, and a certain way the story is told in. So all of that still remains. And there were so many platforms and so many startups that are allowing people to express themselves. And I think it's a good time for creators in that regards. And people will just create all sorts of things and let their imagination go wild.
And Rajesh ji, today we are calling those creators by the name of innovators because we are talking about technology. What is the message that you would like to give to the young innovators who are currently watching you, and they also want to, innovate something, do something with this AI, artificial intelligence, and also stay in the industry with that Manav, human-centric approach?
To youngsters, what can I say? Because when I met all these youngsters today and they were asking me questions, I think they're much ahead of me. Their acceptability to technology is so accepting, and they want to learn so much. Some of the youngsters, they were telling me what they do, which I didn't understand. So I was like, wow, look at this guy. He's 24-year-old, he's 25-year-old. What is he talking? What is his interest? And that is not even his academic syllabus he is pursuing. It's his hobby. I said, this is your hobby? Oh, wow, that's great. I can't even take those names of whatever, or the term they were using. But that's great. But only thing I would like to tell them is that with all this technological advancement, with all this knowledge which coming your way, don't forget the human within that. That's like a core of everything. Because as long as you're keeping that intact, everything else is just a technology.
And Rahul Regulpati ji, being one of the stakeholder of the industry, where the government is supporting you because you are there at the Waves Pavilion, how does that feel in acknowledging the fact that you're not a survivor, you're not a loner in this industry which is rapidly growing, but the government, the other stakeholders, the other industry leaders are also accompanying you in this particular journey?
No, I came into the AI space before AI was cool. I think I've been in this space since almost last 5-10 years out there. So I've seen how the industry has evolved. But I think I feel really proud today. I think with so many, companies, startups, a lot of ecosystem I think the government has built. And I think the government also is I was listening to Minister Ashwini Vaishnav's speech, and I think he acknowledged that what India will be fundamentally good at is to build applications. I think there are US, Chinese companies that are building foundation models, but we are very good at building use cases that are going to help, the people of India, because this is where the audience is, this is where the market is. So I think, Manoj mentioned, there's so many startups, almost 50 in the media, the Waves Pavilion itself, which means that everybody is building different use cases out there. We're unlocking new use cases just for creators to tell better stories, and I'm sure this is true in other industries as well. So I think it feels really, from in 2019 when AI was like a nobody sector, to right now when everybody's talking about it, it's easy to recruit talent, it's easy to make partnerships. Like we have a partnership with Microsoft, we have a partnership with a lot of other model players. So it's very easy to make those partnerships because people understand, acknowledge that India is a country where this is going to be the global AI entertainment hub, right? And I believe very strongly that 20 years back, the IT sector was born out of, India.
Right.
And I think the AI entertainment hub will be built out of India. So that I'm fairly strong. And I think to that, for that, the government, for this kind of support they're giving, really thanks to them. And I think, I'm reaping the benefits of it.
All right. And thank you so much, Manuji, Rajeshji and Rahulji, for being a part of this special interaction on D-Day India. And with this, it's a wrap, not only in this special broadcast, but on AI India Impact Summit 2026 edition. We'll be back next year with the new edition of the Impact Summit. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.
Thank you, man.